Regarding Freeman's essay here, is there any more proof of the accuracy of what he's writing than what occurred immediately after Barack Obama was sworn in as president? And do you remember he invited these filthy pigs, these Republicans, to come into the White House, to come have dinner and drinks, to get together and chew the fat? He went up to Capitol Hill to visit with them, trying his goddamnedest to get some cooperation as the country is facing what we're facing. And what did he get? They spit on him. They spit on him. You can only imagine what the Republican right-wing pigs said behind his back. But to his face, they didn't have the courage to stand there and say, listen, President Obama, we don't agree with anything you're about, and we're going to try to stop you every chance we... No, they didn't say that. These slimy bastards drank his booze, probably smoked his cigars, went into the house where his wife and children now live, muddied up the furniture with their stink, and then walked out laughing. The comparison between the yet-to-be-born Nazi Party in Germany in 1919 and these thugs that now comprise the Republican Party is very striking to me. When you hear the term obstructionist, that does not have a nice connotation or meaning to it. Obstructionists, in this regard, are people... What are they obstructing? Think about it for a minute. They have so many of these poor, miserable sons of bitches around the country with their tea parties believing that what they are obstructing is government spending. God damn! I mean, this is just beyond belief. The two Bush crime families and the Reagan crime family have sunk the country into trillions of dollars of debt. The biggest spender where it concerns the public money after Lyndon Johnson was George W. Bush, the rat bastard who just left office. But Americans don't pay any attention to fact, for the most part. They don't. They'd rather listen to some piece of human waste like Glenn Beck, or some drug-addled freak like Rush Limbaugh, or some parrot like Sean Hannity, or some evil woman like Laura Ingraham, or the rest of this crew of harpies. Tell them what the truth is, without checking anything, it's astonishing. It's astonishing. Well, when I say I'm concerned or frightened by or afraid of the right wingers, and not from a personal safety, I really am not. Not for the past 20 years. They had me on the run a long time ago. Until I got armed, until I finally realized these sons of bitches are just sick enough and they hate America enough. And I'm in a part of the country that is absolutely seditious, doesn't give a goddamn about the Constitution. It is a white Christian supremacist part of the world. Okay, so I'll arm myself. I'm not afraid of them personally. I'm afraid of what will happen to the experiment that the framers gave us 232 years ago and said, here, keep it if you can. Keep it if you can. And to think that the energy that has brought this country to this level and may take it out completely if we don't somehow figure out a way to resist, that energy came from within. It's not the Soviet Union that killed us. It's not the Chi-Coms that killed us. It's not the Muslim Islamists that killed us. It wasn't Hugo Chavez in Venezuela that killed us. It goddamn sure wasn't the Sandinistas, right? We're sitting here, and I'm not saying we're dead. I'm just saying we're mortally wounded. Severely wounded. Let me put it that way. And if at this point in our history we allow ourselves to even listen to this right-wing garbage, I mean, it's astonishing. Unemployed, working class Americans who are listening to anything that Rush Limbaugh has to say? What in the hell is wrong with that picture? Here is a pig, a filthy, degenerate, drug-addicted, just the worst kind of human being. If you had to devise somebody who is antithetical to everything this country stands for, it would be Limbaugh. With his hundreds of millions of dollars in income, setting himself up as a populist leader? Jesus God, where does that come from? It comes from the drones, the sheep, the people who are so willing to give it up to Hitler, Limbaugh, Father Coughlin, Joe McCarthy. You know, we've had them in this country, and they have shown up around the globe repeatedly. They're demons, if you believe in that kind of nonsense. To me, a demon is not some supernatural being. It is someone who, for whatever reason, maybe he was molested by a parent, maybe, whatever the case is, they wind up being self-loathing individuals who project it out on all the rest of us. And given power, like Limbaugh, that projection can have fatal consequences. So, I don't know, man. You decide. You decide, folks. You decide what you're going to do about this. You know? I mean, I have to make that decision every morning when I get up. Every morning when I get up, I make a decision. Do I do something that might be considered illegal, or do I take my kid to preschool? So far, it's take a kid to preschool.